use some XPath as well to locate that particular element. So there are multiple XPaths are there, like absolute XPath and relative XPath. They one ask in the interviews what is the difference between absolute and the relative XPath. So absolute XPath, it is the direct way to find out the element, but the disadvantage of absolute XPath is that if there is any change in your web page, if suppose they have deleted any particular tag or inserted any particular tag, so your all the locators whatever you have written, so those all the locators on the web page will be changed, and you have to change all the locators in your application to smoothly work for a test case, for execution your test case, because this absolute XPath will always start with the parent HTML tag, so that is slash HTML, and it uses the single slash while locating your absolute XPath. Suppose this is I have located one element. Let me see this example. Suppose I want to locate it, and Google. Let's go on this Google. This is there, and if you want to copy the absolute XPath, so you can copy. Let me see what it is copying from here. Yeah, so this is the absolute XPath. So for this particular input field, this is the absolute XPath for me, and it is starting from the parent tag, that is HTML, and then it is going one by one, slash body slash d1, and it is reaching to my input locator. But if suppose tomorrow in place of d1 this has been removed, so in that case your XPath will not work, even though they have not changed anything related to this input field, but still your XPath will not work. You again have to change the XPath for that, right? So this is my absolute XPath. It will start with the parent tag, and it uses the single slash. And if you will see in the website here, we will see this is HTML is the parent tag, then it is going inside this body, then it is going in the div1, then it can see there is another div. So this is how it is going, and suppose they are changing or introducing any functionality or any tag in that case your XPath will not work. So this is called as the absolute XPath, but we never recommend and we never use absolute XPath in our application. And in place of that, there is another XPath as well, that is we call as a relative XPath. So relative XPath means to say we are not dependent on the parent tag or on the starting tag of our HTML DOM. So relative is one of the another relative, like two tags are there. So it is relative to the particular tag. So relative XPath starts from the middle or anywhere in your HTML DOM structure. It starts with a double forward slash, it starts with single slash, it starts with double slash. And relative XPath is always preferred as it is not a complete path from the root element. If anything we are changing in some another tag or introducing some another tag, so definitely that is not going to impact my relative XPath. So these are some syntax that we can use to write down the relative XPath, that we have to use double slash and the tag name that we are trying to use, and after that this open, and this here is close square bracket, and inside that you can use a property. If you want to locate it with the help of a name, you can use name, title, and suppose if there is no unique ID, no unique name, class name, but there are some other attributes are there. Okay, I think we have seen for this google.com. Let me inspect this. Yes, see this input is there. Suppose there is no class, there is no name is there, but still I want to locate it. So how I can locate? So I can locate it with the help of a XPath as well. So this is having title as a search. So I can locate it with the help of a different attribute as well. So I can do like double slash input and at the rate title equal to, we have to put the values in the single quotes and close it. So this is, see, you are able to locate. So this is the XPath that we have to write. This is the syntax for that. and in place of input you can put the star as well. So star will search in all the text, div, input, p, anchor, in every tag it will search, and it will try to match whose title is equal to search. But preferred way, if you use the specific input specific tag, so that is the more preferred, so you can use the input as well here. So preferred is input, because if there is some another anchor tag is there and whose title is also search, so in that case it will give more than one same locator for me, but I want to locate the input tag, so that's why you should write as input here. So it is locating it. So this is how you can write down the XPath and you can perform the operation. Let's see one example for this XPath as well. And there are some dynamic XPaths, and some methods are also there in the XPath. So that we will see, that we will also see in some coming session. So but these are the locators that I'm explaining, what different locators are there. So let's see one example for this XPath as well. And yeah, so let me copy this. I will comment this. I will comment this, and here I will copy this. I want to use this particular input text. So here I don't want to locate it with the help of a name. I will locating it with the help of a XPath. And what is my XPath? So you have to use this XPath, and here for the XPath I will say, I will recommend, always try to find out the XPath or locator in the manual way itself, like I am showing you. And the count should be the one of a one here always. If the count is showing more than that, it means it is locating the multiple elements with the same XPath. And if it is locating multiple elements, and if you will still using the same XPath in your application, in your test case, so it will perform the action always on the first occurrence of your locator. Okay, so on the first element only it will try to perform the operation for you. There are multiple plugins are also there in the market, Firefox plugins and others, which helps you to find out the locators. But in case if you want to write down some dynamic XPath or some complex XPath, parameterized XPath, so in that case definitely you will be in the need to write down the XPath manually only, and you will not be able to take the help of the plugins to write down your XPath and locators for that. So the I will prefer if you will write down and manually and practice. So that is the more preferred way. So just copy this XPath, and in place of a Q, write down the XPath. We are using the same. Let's try to save and run it. So this is how you can use the XPath for that. So it has to enter some value in our text field. Yes, so Rahul automation is entered with the help of the XPath locator. This time we are using the XPath locator. Okay, so this is about the absolute XPath and the relative XPath. We can use the absolute XPath also here, but in the future, if this page is changed, so in that case, again, we have to change our absolute XPath. So that is not recommended, and it will increase our maintenance work only. And because writing the script, writing the new functionality test case is itself a big work, and if still if you are getting lots of our maintenance work, so definitely it is not the preferred way. We have to write down our locators and test cases, test script, business method in such a way, so there should be the minimum maintenance work of our script should be there for us. So this is about the absolute and relative XPath.